All right. So now, anyone know what this is going to produce? What type of P this is going to produce? Basically, what color? Anyone?
A green. Because the dominant trait always represents.
Exactly. I think that was Damien I saw.
Unless it's
all of them are going to be green. Okay.
Lowercase one.
Oh, sorry, he's glitching. I'll get to it. So yeah, I think you're right, Damien. I think I kind of heard you in the glitch on my end. The big G, okay, and I'm going to get rid of this because you guys already saw it. The big G is dominant. It's the bully, okay? The little g is a word we called recessive. Hopefully you guys can see that. It might be a little small, but dominant and recessive. If there's a big G, okay, in the basic genetic terms, that's what's going to show up, okay? That's what it's going to be. It's going to be there. So if we want to say what color this is, I was going to do it somewhere else. I want to say what color this is. What color is this one going to be? Big G was green, right? So what is it going to be? Big G is green. Little g is yellow. So this square is going to be what color? Green. Sorry, I'm right in front of it. This square is going to be, big G's there, so it's green.
So all of them are green.
Exactly. All of them are going to be green because the big G is there. Okay? So here is what these terms are. We just went over dominant. It overtakes it if it's there. And the recessive we'll get to in a little bit. But
so
hold on. I'll answer your question in 1 second. Let me finish it. Green is what's called the phenotype. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit, which is what you see or what is present in the organism. So this is obviously just color, so we're seeing green. But the genes are right here, the big G, little g. It's called a genotype. We'll get to that later on, okay? So green is the phenotype, okay? But this right here, the big G, little g, is called the genotype. Okay? Again, I'm going to tell you the terms at the end because I want you guys to experience them first and you'll be able to understand them better. So, Court, what's your question?
So let's say you have let's say 5 or more. So what if 3 were dominant and 2 were recessive? And then would it be green?
We'll get to that later on. You're getting ahead, and it's a good thought, but you're getting ahead with what's happening. Okay, but okay. Good thought. Yes, we're just concentrating on one color here and kind of one color here, one genotype and one genotype. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So good question. So this is called genotype, and this is called phenotype. Okay, genes mean the genes, and pheno meaning I guess I don't know the Greek word for it. I think it has to deal with what you see. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is, this is our example. Let's make a new square. I'm just going to use this one. Make a new square on a piece of paper. I'm going to show you a little bit different what's going to happen. All right. So now my parents of the P's are going to change. Okay. So here's what they're going to change into. I want everyone to put a big G and a little g. Big G, little g. Okay, so do that now. So a separate square, do big G, little g. Separate Punnett square. And then McKenna, what do I have to do with the big G?
It'll go in the first square.
First square, right? So you pull it down, big G, and you pull it down again, right?
Yes.
Pull it down all the way here, big G. All right, Cherish, what do I do with the little G? Up here.
I guess she's not getting answer.
Okay, Court, what do?
You pull it down.
Pull it down. So pull the big G down. And pull the big G down. Or sorry, little G. Pull it down. All right. So I went the columns, I pulled them down, and now I put the rows over. So look at this one. This one now, if I pull the big G over, it's a big G. And I pull it over here, it's a big G. So I like to put the big G in front. So I put it in front there. And little G I put always behind, so I'm bringing it over. Little G over here, and little G here. Doesn't matter where you put it because it's two little G's. The parents were green because there was a dominant. This parent here is green, and this parent here is green. But they were mixed. They had a big G and a little G, the parents. So that makes this a little different, doesn't it, everybody? So what's this one going to be? What color is this going to be?
Would it be yellow?
Nope. Big G is dominant.
That'd be green, right?
Green. If there's a big G, if there's one big G, it takes over. It's a bull. So this one is going to be green. What about this one? Big G, little G. What color is that going to be?
Yeah.
That's green again because the big G's dominant.
Yeah.
Exactly. Big G's there. Takes over. All right. What about this one?
Green.
Green.
Green. Big G's there. All right. Tails. All right. What about this one?
Yellow.
That one's yellow.
Ah, yes. Yellow. The first yellow we've seen. Here's why it's yellow, because recessive, this word right here, okay, only shows up if you've got two of them. So they overpower the bully then. There's no bully anymore. They beat him up. They threw him in the garbage can. Okay? I don't know, that's not a really good analogy, but I went with it. Okay, so if there's two little ones, they overtake it, and then their color shows up. Okay? So these, now look, this is weird. This one's green, but it's GG. Its genotype is big G, big G. But this one's also green, but it's big G, little g. Its genotype changed. Okay? So these two actually right here are identical, aren't they? Okay? Big G, little g, big G, little g. Okay? So that's interesting, isn't it? So we've got 3 green, but 1 yellow. That's the colors that we've got. But now look at the genotype. I've got a GG right here. I've got 2 mixed ones, big G, little g, and then I've got a GG, right? So it's like 1 here, 2, and then 1. Okay? That's different though. It's weird because we've got 3 greens but only 1 yellow, but we've got 3 different genes that kind of mix together. That's a genotype. Okay? So with this, we're going to go over some of the terms now, and I'm explain this to you guys, and I'm going to stop the video and go over the terms with you guys, because now I think you understand how things work. But now I want to show you in the next short video the terms and how these all apply to each other. Okay, so we're going to get these terms next.